Hi guys, I'm Phil Snowden, the fitness and performance coach. Kapow! Today's video then is all about change and the transition cycle that you may go through, or everybody goes through, particularly when we're looking at fat loss, but also in any other goals that we're looking to achieve in life. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of show you this little cycle here then. Now, what tends to happen is before we make a decision to change, we go through this little mini cycle here, okay? We go through some sort of dissatisfaction or challenge that we have to get over, all right? Now, once we're in this sort of position, we find, right, okay, I need to do something about it, but then there's always this fear, okay? Fear of the unknown, fear of looking silly, fear of failure, for instance, as well, which obviously kind of really grips our shit, okay, grinds our gears, okay, and it leads us to this frustration, okay, and then we end up not doing anything about it, which leads us to more dissatisfaction. Then things get worse, we get more overweight, or whatever situation gets worse, then we want to change, but there's also that fear, and we don't change, so there's more dissatisfaction and frustration. So you can kind of see it goes round in this loop until finally we take the first step, okay, and that's finding someone for support, whether it be an external support mechanism like a coach, for instance, or a family member, a friend, what have you, whatever it is. There will be the next stage, and that's where we tend to find that's the first step for my role as the coach, where I get people in, we start going through a goal setting session and deciding what exactly is it that you want to achieve and how we're going to implement that, okay? Now, when the client big palm walks out the door, okay, they will have a will. They will know exactly what they're going to achieve by when, and the first few steps that they need to obviously work towards their goal. All right, there's no point setting a 10 kilo fat loss goal and going out there and aiming to do that in a month. It would be ridiculous. So we need to go, right, okay, what we need to do is, I don't know, get into some better habits first, okay? But what will you definitely commit to help you do that, okay? But that obviously involves action, okay? We need to know exactly what you're going to do, but you have to actually do it as well, okay? You can read all the best material in the world, you could get the best coaches, you could spend the most money, but unless you actually do something about it, you're not going to get the results. That obviously leads on to a transition, okay? So things are a little bit new, you could be a little bit uncomfortable, but that's what we're here for, is to take you out of that comfort zone and to stretch you. That's what ultimately, once you've got past that, that's where things start to feel a little bit better, feel easier, get into a flow, you feel that your confidence is improving, and you start to think, actually, I've got a little bit of belief in myself, I can achieve these things. Now, when you're setting your goals, I didn't mention is we need to think about the PAW, okay? The P-A-W, okay? Do you actually believe, is it possible to achieve your goals? Is dropping 10 kilos in 12 weeks possible? Well, absolutely, yes. You just have to believe that, okay? The ability, do you have the ability? Well, for the average person, yes, you probably do have the ability to drop 10 kilos in 12 weeks, and that's without going drastic on a diet, okay? Training 3 times a week, cutting out the alcohol at the weekends, or certainly reducing it, cutting down on the crap, you know what I mean? So everyone has the ability, it's whether you take action to do something about it, okay? And a little bit of a softer one here is worthiness. Do you actually feel that you deserve to achieve your goal? A lot of people don't, okay? And it's really surprising. A lot of mums particularly will feel that they don't actually deserve to be in a better place, feel better about themselves, that, you know, they've got to look after the family first. Even like the dads as well, I've got to concentrate and look after the family. I've got to work all hours to provide and what have you. So, yeah, it works kind of for everybody, okay? Are you worthy enough? And once you believe that you are worthy, then obviously we can start smashing our goals, okay? This is like a little bit more deeper stuff. So after the uncomfortable transition phase, then we have to change those beliefs, okay? But as I mentioned, once you start getting into a flow, you start feeling more confident and you start making the steps, are you taking action, then you get into a bit of a stride, okay? Things are going to start happening. And that's when we start learning more about ourselves and obviously learning these new habits and obviously implementing the better habits of change, okay? So guys, if you're stuck in this rut, okay, don't worry about it. It's absolutely normal, okay? You just have to think about what is it going to be, what is it going to take for you to take this first step and seek some sort of help, okay? Whether it be from let's say, an external coach or from your family friend, what have you, okay? What will it be that's going to give you that slap to make the change? After you've made the change, commit, okay, and take action, all right? beware, there is going to be a transition phase where you're feeling a little bit wobbly and shaky, a bit out of your comfort zone, but then just get over it, frankly. Get into this habit, okay? Start learning more about yourself, that you can do the stuff that you need to do, looking for resources and what have you to learn more about the process, and obviously changing those bad habits into better habits to ultimately help you achieve your goal. Guys, I hope that's helped out. Okay, see you around. Keep it real.